Ladies and gentlemen, update 1.0.4 just came out for Bloons TD Battles 2. We've been waiting for this. It's supposed to be the update that fixes everything, and honestly, a lot goes on with this update. I have not been able to stream today because I've been a little sick, so just enjoy some background footage of me grinding out Dartling gun upgrades while I go over what's all new with the update. So the first and most important thing, overall tower XP for games has been increased. By how much exactly? The difference between the previous two updates, I don't exactly know, but what I do know is that compared to the release of the game, you get about 3 to 4 times more XP for a win and 5 to 6 more times XP for a loss. Compared to winning and losing when the game came out, which means that a free-to-play player now will earn more XP than a VIP player when the game first released. I would say it's in a decent spot right now for the XP, but there's actually other stuff mentioned that's going to make it way more exciting. First off, there's higher XP for higher arenas. This is very minor, and it's not even what I was referring to. What I am referring to is actually this other Reddit post written by the co-founder of NinjaKiwi. And if you're wondering where I'm finding all these, it's on the Battles 2 subreddit. I'll include a link both to the co-founder's post and the update patch notes. This post is about the future of Bloons TD Battles 2, including all the changes they hope to make in 2022, early 2022. And they mentioned tower XP, and here's the big ideas. Either they'll have universal XP, which is XP that can be spent at any tower, or XP conversion, which is a system to change tower XP into universal tower XP for the cost of monkey money, which seems exciting. But there's also some other venues that are XP positive, and they mentioned that they will add a casual mode in which you can play games, not worry about your ladder positioning, and still get full XP after each game. Same with private matches. They will be rewarding XP for private matches. So now you don't have to worry about grinding your way back up after having some suboptimal games due to low tier upgrades. Obviously that's in the future, who knows exactly when, but that is something to look out for, which I think is awesome. Another very subtle change is that the battle chests now give a ton more XP. On the screen you should see what I got after opening a mighty battle chest. 1500 XP per tower is actually pretty good. You get a couple of those and you can get kick-started on multiple tier 3 upgrades for towers quite easily. And that's probably a good placeholder until actually universal XP comes in. Getting those chests is going to be nice. Obviously, mighty chests are not the only ones that have increased XP. All of them do. It's just mighty chest is the mightiest. So good going on that. As for other changes, this one actually excites me more. You see, a lot of the game kind of felt samey and blank because a lot of the balloon rushes weren't that powerful. And if you don't have towers, you'll find that balloon rushes are actually the great equalizer. Anyone can send a balloon rush at the same round despite having less XP than the other player or less hours in the game. So there have been some huge rushing increases. First off, grouped rainbows and space ceramics now unlock 1 round earlier. You know those round 13 Regrow rainbow rushes? Well, they're back. And they're back 1 round earlier, so those can absolutely destroy some strategies. You may see some of that later. Then spaced MOABs cost $200 less, they now cost $1,000, and they unlock on round 17 instead of 18 for an earlier MOAB rush. Grouped MOABs are also the same price now, $1,000, and they unlock on round 18 instead of 19. And then to combo with this, I'm trying to find it, fortified balloons unlock on round 18 instead of 19, which means you can send a fortified MOAB for $2,000 on round 18, which is very deadly. BFB sends now cost $2,200 instead of $2,500, and their speed has been increased by about 25%. Now make that 33%. ZOMGs have had their cost reduced to $5,500 from $7,000. And their speed has also been increased by maybe 40%, 35-ish. So they've gotten a lot faster. Another one with fortification, fortified ceramics, their health increased from 20 to 30. So that will just make a round 18 fortified MOAB plus ceramic rush that much more deadly. Isn't that crazy? And then fortified lead's health will increase from 4 to 6, and Regrow Bloon regen speed increases by 15%, making that round 13 Regrow rainbow rush even more deadly. And that just means that it's 15% less time that a balloon takes to regrow. Also, look at this XP. 3975 XP on a Dartling gun, which is more XP than what you need to unlock Hydra Rocket Pods. That's what I got for a single win on round 12. Can you believe it? So yes, the XP is massively upped. All you really need is a Hydra Rocket Pods too, and then you're competitive with the Dartling gun. That's it. Like, you can compete at a high level with this single upgrade. So it's actually the case for a lot of other towers too. I think people like looking at XP and they think about tier 5 towers, but you have to imagine every single tier 5 tower is like a MOAB domination. MOAB domination is ass. It's terrible. It's worse than the tier 3 and tier 4 equivalents, and you don't really need it to be competitive, maybe except for a couple. I would say a good player could win like 90% of their games with tier 3 towers and the other 10% of games with tier 4 towers. So the speed at which you're going to unlock tier 3 and tier 4 towers and actually be competitive is very quick now. But it also seems like that might just be the case now because people don't know how to defend the rushes. We live in an era where people are still trying out new things, trying to get better at the game. All these balloons I've mentioned are going to be a lot more powerful of rushes, and they should be used now so you can get some easy wins before people figure it out. I think I've got a couple ideas up my sleeve, but I'm not really going to flaunt them too hard. I think I'd rather just experiment around a little bit. And you might be saying, well, no duh, it's easy. People will defend. It's already easy now. Just look at what was happening before the update. However, a lot of bugged and OP towers did get nerfed during this update too. The tack shooter had a bug where the bottom path granted 1 more pierce per tack every single shot. That has been nerfed. Tack shooter is a little bit weaker early game, but tack shooter is still a very viable tower for early game, along with over half the towers in the game now being able to hold their own early game quite well if you experiment. The unstable concoction correctly no longer applies its explosion to the children of the balloon that the potion was applied to. Therefore, it'll only deal damage to other balloons besides that one, which makes it more balanced and reasonable to play against and probably less laggy. The Ninja Sabotage no longer slows down BADs, which was just a horrible, horrible bug, giving Ninja players a huge advantage. I'm pretty sure the Sticky Bomb related bugs have been fixed for Ninja too, but I never really took a look at those. I just assumed they are. The Cursed Monkey no longer spawns, you know, terrible, terrible things. But actually, there's also a Sniper Monkey nerf. You know, that supply drop sniper that everyone's been getting round 9 and using it to defend easily while generating insane cash? Yeah, it costs $200 more, but more importantly, it's way worse at defending now. They took down the pierce of the shrapnel, making it terrible against group balloons. If you see a sniper, you can often own him on round 11. Unless they get some help, but even then the help can be expensive. It can be a lot trickier to pull it off, so you certainly have more counterplay against sniper now. The monkey sub, the reactor sub, was bugged to do more damage to ceramics than intended. It no longer does so. Ceramics are insane against a reactor now, and it's been nerfed multiple times with pierce nerfs, which are slightly less impactful in my opinion than the ceramic extra damage bug, because you're just going to need a lot to help out a reactor now. Reactor is mostly just consistent camo detection. They also nerfed the first strike damage, which doesn't really seem needed. Yeah, overall, in my opinion, first strike was pretty fine where it was. I don't expect to see much of it now, but who knows? Maybe some people will still make it work for late game. It seems like I'll still try to unlock it anyway. Boomerang was touched up a little on. The Glaive Ricochet got a $100 price nerf. The real problem upgrade, the Morglaives, the 4th tier top path boomerang, had not been touched. I think that one should be nerfed to balance things out a little bit. MOAB Press got a $300 price nerf. So it's just a minor change, nothing too big a deal. I do expect more boomerang nerfs in the future though. The Monkey Village, another tower I'm using, both of its abilities got weaker. The Call to Arms 4th tier ability is 4 seconds shorter, and the Homeland Defense has an initial cooldown now, so you can't just sell and rebuy it too easily. It has a 5-second cooldown, which kind of sucks, but I kind of see why. But nerfs are kind of depressing. Let's talk about the buffs. Some bad towers have actually been made to be better. Dartling Gun, as you can see in this video, I'm unlocking XP for it for a reason. It became a lot better early game. So many of its early game upgrades just got price buffs, and you can more easily get to the 032 Dartling Gun, which is helpful for mid game. The base Pierce got increased from 2 to 3. The Laser Shock price, 200, got decreased by 50. The faster barrel spin, 020, got decreased by 200. And the bottom path, 002, got decreased by 100, which sounds like low numbers, but these are like 20 to 30% of their original cost. It definitely makes it a viable early game tower here. And I've been testing out Dartling a little bit. It seems like it's a really good jack of all trades, master of none type tower. I could see some people having a lot of fun with it. As for other buffs, we got a Heli Pilot's buff. Again, just a lot of low tier upgrade price nerfs. The base price is now $900 instead of $1,100. The first tier top path is now $600 instead of $800. The second tier top path is now $400 instead of $500. And the middle tier second path is $450 instead of $600. This worries me because I don't want Heli Pilot to be good. I think it's a very boring tower to use and to play against because it's kind of the same thing every time. Please, for the love of God, don't let Heli Pilot become actually good. Otherwise, I'll scream. Dart Monkey got buffed. The first tier top path now costs 100 instead of 140. Second tier top path now costs 200 instead of 220. The triple shot third tier middle path costs 350 instead of 400. And the crossbow costs 575 instead of 625. Ninja Monkey got a lot of low tier price nerfs to offset the bug fixes that made it overpowered late game. The base price now is $450 instead of $500. The Sharp Shuriken second tier top path is $300 instead of $350. Double shot third tier top path is $650 instead of $700. Distraction first tier middle path is $300 instead of $350. Second tier mid path counter espionage is $375 instead of $500. Caltrops, our favorite upgrade, is now $350 instead of $400. Master Bomber did get a nerf. It does 850 damage per bomb instead of 1,000, which might be unnecessary if just all the bugs were fixed, but if not, then, I mean, it's a welcome nerf. The Grand Saboteur 5th tier ability now costs 25,000 instead of 22,000, which is probably fair. Its secondary use of its ability is actually obscenely powerful, and I haven't noticed too many people take advantage of it yet. But the fact that it damages all balloons before they come up on screen is going to be really useful late game. I see that being a reasonable nerf. There were also a bunch of miscellaneous changes when it came to eco balloons. Grouped blues, grouped greens, spaced greens, grouped yellows, and spaced pinks and spaced whites. All those got slightly less income amounts. The only one that didn't is grouped blues, which seems to be a bug. Grouped blue balloons should be giving 1.3 eco percent instead of their current 1.5. So all of them give a little bit less income. So that will make farms especially, or just other non-eco towers, a little bit more effective, relatively. Unfortunately, that does mean the supply drop sniper is going to be even more insane in comparison. And I think it's fair to say that supply drop sniper is actually pretty nutty. I don't know what's going to be done about that. Just watch out for snipers. There's also a random change where round 24 has been made shorter by about 12 seconds, which means that for people going late game, they're going to have 2 income boosts worth of money less than how they normally would, which is kind of funny. I see how that could be a big deal breaker. Like if you have 5,000 income on round 24, you would have 10,000 less money going into late game, which could add up into something. And all in all, maybe we'll see a resurgence of farm. I mean, I doubt it. It's most likely going to be alternative eco like sniper or druid or boats or heli or some other 5th thing. It's going to be tough as a farm player, to be honest, but maybe one day. So my opinion so far, I mean, I haven't really played any real games. I've just been placing down Dartling guns and getting XP. The update seems like a very positive thing. I do really like the XP change. It still could benefit better from all the things mentioned in the future, but again, that's future stuff. Obviously, coding doesn't happen overnight. Anyone who has worked on a large project like this would know that. The rushing potential is definitely going to be exciting. I can't wait to get people some round 18 rushes or maybe some ZOMG rushes. Rushing is the backbone of this game, and it's probably the only thing that's truly fun. I mean, defending is fun, but rushing, I think, is more fun. So I'm gonna appreciate that a lot, trying to create some crafty rushes to destroy all these new strategies people are coming up with. And I think it'll be fun once I go back to streaming. Hopefully, I'll be feeling better tomorrow and be able to host a live stream. Thank you all for tuning in to this little bit of recap and update feature. It's been a good time. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you all in the future stream and have a wonderful day. Peace.